one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when it can be chain birth most of chains in the game? Why would I told my boys it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game. I'm whipping in track, I was left up suspension. I drove it so fast that I blew out the engine. I kept it too real ever since the beginning. I play offensive D, I might switch my position. Lil' mama was thirsty, so I had to quench. I'ma drive real fast, cause you know I shoot quick. Just like traffic Kelsey, I be having emotions. Just like a lamb, man, you know I'm exploding. My heart cold, man, I ain't got emotions. I'm going hard, yeah, you know I'm devoted. We running street, yeah, you know we control it. She love the kids, she be busting it open. I'm quarterbacking like I'm Kyler Murray. Trying to win, I'm up at practice early. Going crazy, I just rub my jersey. It's the first half and we done dropped 30. We just up to scoring them boys, man. I told my boys it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
Money on my mind, head in the game. It's like I scored again, diamonds on them dance. I can hear the music playing with them bands. Crowd going wild, dived in the fans. I'm locking in on a mission, I'll tell them my vision. You young and she get like me. I got your shorty, she with me, I gave her a jersey.
We've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. First carry now for Isaiah Spiller. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Throwing again on second down. Herbert. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. Randy Gregory, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
From the end zone, here's Darnold. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. From their own 2, Charles, they opted to throw it instead of run it. We saw the outcome.
And I think what a lot of teams count on is defenses to stack the line of scrimmage, trying to force a safety or force a turnover there. But if you've got a good defensive front, you just allow them to play the run, and everyone else stays ready. And they were, and they picked that one off.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. They'll roll him out right. And he's got it. Touchdown. Trey McKinney, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A first carry now. This is Williams. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
The Charger drive about to get going. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 22 yards there, a first down. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Herbert operating from the red zone. Rolling to his right. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 6-0 our score after 1. On 2nd down, Spiller looking for space. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That play gets them 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal.
That solid gainer will put them on the doorstep of the end zone. More importantly, it gives them a fresh set of downs. Nice work right there.
Herbert off of play action. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. A give up the middle to Singletary. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
This is caught. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. On 4th down, Herbert. He'll buy some time right. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Trey McKinney. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chargers' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Meanwhile, Darnold's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From the 50, it's Darnold. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. The Broncos at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Darnold will drop this down to Williams, and he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 39. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Darnold on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So no gain on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down, Williams. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
And that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and the deficit will hold pat at 13.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Charger drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Herbert. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Third and long, it's Herbert. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because when the defense got it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, Darnold. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in the field goal range at the 28. On 1st down, it's Darnold. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Darnold, nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. Quinn Miners, third-round pick in 2021, called for the penalty. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
51, Mike 51.
Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately... Broncos able to recover. And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Up the middle, it's Williams. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Broncos send out their punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So we have reached halftime. Intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Just like that. Just like that. 49, guys. Mike, 49.
Now it's Wilson. This one swung out to Williams. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 41, Wilson. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuebu now. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Wilson will throw again. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Wilson to throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
That has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
On is the Chargers punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way home for a Bronco score. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Broncos are back within a score. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. Play action. It's Herbert. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. They'll run on first down. Elam knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
A tackle made there by Caden Stearns.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 68 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Eluding the pressure right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Shifts by him. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this one is incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
Third and long. It's Wilson. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Khalil Mack picks up his second sack of the afternoon. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. The Charger drive about to get going. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Herbert on first down now. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. And incomplete on the deep ball.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Oh, nice move. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And it will be first and 10 as they take over. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. Here's Wilson. Screen play set up for Williams. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On second down, Elam. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Wilson. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 41. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. But defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Looking right sideline, that's complete. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. A give, Singletary right side. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Herbert now to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Herbert. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a gain of 15, and that ought to just about put an end to this one. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something about Benz looking cute. That's honest. Her and her friends, big blinks and snatch waist. Yeah, she brought the. Ain't no way somebody daddy ain't gonna give her the spins with her ends. Cause yeah, she did it. She did it again. A few more tracks and this time she bought friends. Big baby on her way up and showed the stairs to a man's. Not salute the gym. Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro. Damn, this is the intro? Yes, yes.
They don't know what they here for. It be coming like this on the intro, what they here for. If they want the heat, you know who to send for your info. Buy my money like Venmo. This music don't work out. I know how to get it from my ends low. How you feel though? Cause, hey, they can't rock with us. Galaxy ain't no stopping us. They ain't try to steal my style. I'm feeling like I just shopping. Can't trust him cause he not my cause we worried about getting figures. All my ain't father figures, just know my quick to pop it.
Damn, it's the intro? Yes, it's the intro.
My God, oh God, this is on a God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better. Why these tell me? You can join the journey, you is worthy. Just allow me, no. Kicking down your door. Bloodsuckers, I see this industry is filled with sheep. People that pretend to be something that they will never be. Oh my, I just need some little old peace of mind. The sons of kings, the bulls, the gods. The moon, the light, the fools, the fogs. My God, oh God, this is on a God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes, baby. I can never be controlled. Let them know. 500 helicopters driving me gunso. But they want you just to envy. Let them see it. I'm the first to say it. Now it's time you just believe it. I got too many fakes, made lots of foes. These people cold. Talk down your dreams because they know they can't come close. Don't shake no hands, they'll steal your friends. I walk alone. I see both sides of other siders. You need to grow. I've been watching mine, but I ain't like the others no more. God, I'm learning lessons as I go. You're only wasting time. Tell the devil there's a door. Praying God is only trying to test me for